Hi, Flosstube friends. My name's Lorraine, and you're at my channel, Shanebrook Cottage. Welcome. I think Santa Claus has arrived early at the cottage. Um, I got some goodies in the mail I got a little piece of happy mail I'm going to share. And then I have lots and lots of haul. So I'm going to share with you in this episode of Flosstube my quilting progress I've made on my one quilt. I have 3 whips I've worked on since we last got together. I have a bag I want to show you, an epic fail, a really cute charm, my happy mail, my haul, and talk about Jingle Ball, and then we'll do like our little inspirational reading since you all said that you loved it so much, and anything else I can think of. So let's see, where should we begin? So I spent most of last night, if you can see, I have an empty shelf other than one bolt of fabric sitting there. We won't show you what's underneath this table is a mountain of fabric that I have not been taking care of my fabric as I've been using it. I've been chucking it and not rewrapping it on boards because I'm out of boards. And everything was just a hot mess. I don't know if there was something in the air because my friend Kelly, if you don't know Kelly, you can meet her in our newly formed Facebook group called Shanebrook Cottage. There is 6 of us in the group, so we're setting the world on fire. So join along if you'd like. She also said that she was cleaning and organizing her space. So I worked on it for several hours last night. I went to bed totally exhausted, but I cleared my shelves except for, well, I don't think you can see, the camera's not there. There's a pile of folded fabric right here that needs to go on boards. And then there's fabric underneath this table that needs to go on board. And then there's a stack, like a laundry basket size of clothes that I've been collecting from the thrift store for upcycling that I need to hang up on hangers. And I think I have room in this closet to organize them. And then I took my panels and I hung my panels up on a door on clips. And even behind here, I did some switcherooing. There used to be a TV right here. And I noticed in my last couple of Flosstubes, and I don't know why, because the TV hasn't moved. It must be the camera angle that I'm sitting at. That I felt like the TV was just like this big black box in the video. And I was like, oh, that's not fun to look at. So I moved that over here. So I kind of did like a little flipperoo. And then on this side of the wall, we can't even, like, it is stacked with shelves and bins, but everything's organized. And what I've come to the conclusion last night, my husband, I said, I am just played out and tired. He's like, well, that is a really small room. I'm like, yeah, but I have a lot of projects. Like, my supplies are really, I mean, I have a good bit of supplies, like floss and fabric and patterns, but not like crazy amounts. Like, all of my quilt patterns fit in one basket. All of my cross stitch patterns are kind of fitting in one basket. They're exploding a little bit, but it's mostly like the amount of whips, like the amount of quilts I have going on, a lot of cross stitch whips. So I'm not going to commit to it and say that, but I feel like I really, going into the new year, even now, I just really need to focus on what I have going on and finish up some of these projects because I love them. There's just so many fun projects and I just want to start them all. Do you guys agree? Are you in the club? Start the new project club? That's me. Anyway, so I did all of that. Let's just start up talk about the quilt. So here's the quilt that I'm working on. This was a quilt I started last year. And I am using the fabric, the Hey Boo fabric with the Hey Boo panel. And mine is a bit different. My web is going to be, she used the straight fabric, the striped fabric. I'm using the web fabric. So these blocks are 3/4 done. I have one more round to do on them, and this will be row 2. Row 2 will be done. And then my binding and backing is this, and it's more pink, I think, than it's showing on the camera. I think the camera makes it look a little peachy, but it's definitely more pink. And I guess I'm upside down too. So loving this. When I was cleaning my room and I was moving, I was taking everything out of this room and sitting in the living room, and had a little trail to get between the 2 rooms. I accidentally dumped the bin that had all my pieces cut. I think luckily a lot of them were held together with those new clips. I don't know if I have any handy. Those new alphabetic clips from Fat Quarter Shop with their letter on them. So I haven't looked, but hopefully they're all kind of, I can sort them, because these strips are all different lengths and it matters. So hopefully the alphabetic saved the day. I'll check later. Oh, but look, see, here's even some of the squares that fell. So then I worked on, so this weekend and next weekend, hopefully I'll get a lot of cross stitching in, because we are going camping both weekends. So this week we are leaving on Friday, and I did take Friday off. Sometimes I work from while we travel and at the campground, but I took the day off. I tallied up my PTO, so I took it off. And so that's going to be wonderful. So Saturday evening, after we get all set up, I think I'll do some cross stitching. We'll be with friends, so there'll be some visiting. So here's my whip. And here's where I'm at on this. And I made some good progress. It's going to be a blanket, because if you're new here, I like to stitch on 14 count Aida, so everything's like ginormous. This is the called for DMC. And I think I worked on this one at a football game, maybe. And I stopped. I still need to fill in that pumpkin over here a little bit. My tablet died at the game, and I didn't want to look at the pattern for this, so I was afraid I'd just mess it up. But I felt comfortable enough looking at the pattern to do these little motifs and this kitty cat. This is like where the page break is. So I did get a lot done, and I'm enjoying working on this. And I thought this was a brave choice to take with me because it's white and big, but it worked out really well. And then the following weekend, we are also camping. So we are going so this weekend we're camping, and it's trick or treat weekend at this campground. And we have costumes. Steve and I are dressing up. And so I will share those with you on the next video, what those look like. I am going to be Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. I even got some ruby slippers and everything. And he's going to be Popeye, the Sailor Man. So that'll be fun. And then the grandkids are going to come up and go trick-or-treating at the campground with us. And then the following weekend at the other campground we're going to, it's also a Halloween weekend. And I also took the day off, but I had enough PTO. I could take 2 days off. So we're taking Thursday. We're going up on a Thursday. So I'm going to get a ton of stitching. I told Steve, like, no elaborate meals at the campground. Not that I'm too fancy pants anyway, but sometimes I do like make some chili or soup from scratch. And I was like, nope, we're just going to do like burgers and canned soup for lunch, and I'm going to cross stitch. So I'm looking forward to getting all that time in and trick-or-treating. I don't know that second weekend if the grandkids are going to come up. Their parents probably don't want them to come up and get candy 2 weekends in a row. And I don't blame them. I remember those days. I worked on this one a little bit more. This is by Pickle Barrel Designs, Harvest Time. And we had homecoming this week, so I took this to the homecoming game and worked on it a little bit. I didn't stitch very much at this football game, though. It was homecoming. There was a lot going on. Our friends that we usually go to the football game with, their daughter-in-law is an alumni. Well, their kids are alumni. Their daughter-in-law is as well. They were in the same class as my daughter. And so they had alumni cheerleaders. And so she was a cheerleader. And it was really cool to see her, you know, a mama of 3 small kids out there with the young cheerleaders. And the older cheerleaders did a great job. They even did stunts, and it was a lot of fun. So I really focused on the game. And then the visiting school, their halftime show was themed to the Wizard of Oz. That was really cool. They had really good music, and we won. So we won. It was a win-win night. And I did get a little stitching done. So I'm over here working on this leaf I got to do. And I think I finished the word crisp leaves since you last saw me, and finished the leaves here. So this is all done. So I'm getting ready to do really more leaves in a couple words: pumpkins and sweater wetter and the truck. So this is getting really close. And this one was on a piece of 14 count fabric flare, and the colors were colors I chose myself, which, if I have to admit, are not my favorites. I don't think I did a great job picking my colors, but it works. And then this is the one I've been working on the last couple of nights. This one is Silver Creek Samplers. And it's called, what did they call this one? Mary Rodder's Spelling Lesson. And I've got hanging threads everywhere. So another piece of fabric flare, 14 count. It has a web in it. It might be hard to see with the extra lighting, but I did, last time you saw me, I just had this first row of lettering done, I think. I've done the rest, and now I'm going back and filling in the color around the word of. And then I know I have to really pay attention to jump back over here. So I've kind of been taking the easy route. Letters are easy. But I'll get her done. And I really love this. I think this will be a piece when it's done. I will frame it, and then it'll get hung up, you know, every Halloween season. I frame very little. I do mostly like fun finishes on boards or pillows, or, you know, those are all great things, but not really the expense of a nice frame. This one I really like a lot, and I think someday my daughter might really like to have it, so I think it'll be worth framing it. So those are my cross stitch whips and my cross stitch quilting. So I've been kind of doing a lot of things. I didn't get a lot of cross stitching done, but I've had fun. So my other things I've been working on is I kind of slowed down a little bit on listing things in my store, only because I've been working a little extra at work and other family commitments. I have stuff made. I need to list them. I want to thank you guys. For my first month on Etsy, I was $6 shy of the personal goal I set for myself. So I was really excited, very grateful, very thankful. Even if you didn't purchase from me, all the kind words, the support, the looks, that really helps the traction on the store. So thank you so very much. So this bag here is a bag I'm going to keep for myself, that I made, and it looks a little wonky because I had it all folded. And I don't think I showed you, I think I showed you the panel. It's a little Christmas tree panel. I boxed the bottom, I quilted the front with matching thread, and I didn't quilt the back. What I'm most proud about with this bag is the bag charm. Let me get close to the camera. And I'm proud of it because I'm new at making the bag charms that turned out really, really pretty. You know, I just think I did a good job. Like, it's sturdy. It's not like my charms are falling off or anything. I just love it. I love how it dangles, and then I don't know, I love it. And then I lined it with some Christmas fabric. So this is a keeper for me. And I thought that silver snowflake kind of matched the silver star. Not that I need another bag, but I'm keeping it. I'm gonna put it over here in my little bag pile now. And then there was one more I wanted to share with you guys. This one I will list. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to list it or if I'm going to gift it. There's somebody, I think I'm going to gift it. There's somebody I have in mind. But I wanted to share this one with you because I like this kind of charm finish that I did. It's like a skirt safety pin, and then it might be hard to see. There's 2 red beads up here. And then I hung 3 dangling charms underneath. And I just thought that was different than the zipper pull. And you can, really, I've got a Christmas present, a snowflake with some beads, and a Santa. So I just feel like this episode is just all about Santa. Like I've got this Santa, that bag was Christmassy, got some other Christmas stuff, and I just got presents for myself. It was, I thought it was funny. Steve brought the mail in today while I was working, and he sits, let me show you what he sits down on my work desk in the office. He sits this down, and I was like, oh, goody, I got presents. It was a good day. And he just laughed. And I said, you know what? I'm not even going to open these. How about you keep them? And every couple days you just come in the office and set the same presents down. Because really, I just love the get in the mail. And so, like, maybe I'll just stop by, and if you just give me the same presents over and over. And he just shook his head and laughed. He's like, whatever. So whatever. Anyone else like that? I mean, it's just so fun. Even though I bought it and I know what it is, I just think it's so fun to get presents. Now, this was an epic fail. I shared with you guys on my last video that I had this pink flannel shirt. I don't know. Let me look. Oh, yes. Right here's my trash can. I have a piece right here as I'm dumping everything in my trash can. Okay, here it is. Here's a piece of it. This was the prettiest, most delicious, soft flannel pink shirt ever. And the poor thing is now scraps. Most of it went in the trash because I messed up. It was going to be combined with this beautiful Barbie sweatshirt I had where the front said Barbie and the sleeves said Barbie. And I got the serger. Remember, I took the serger in. He changed the needle. I got it rethreaded. And it was humming along. It was doing great. And then I broke the needle. But I changed it. I got it changed. I was humming along. And then now it's not working. I think because it's just kind of like air chaining, it's not making anything. And according to Chat GPT, the AI assistant, it's probably my looper came unthreaded. So that's not why it was an epic fail, but it's in timeout again because I didn't have the bandwidth after messing this up to deal with that. But I learned so much. And I know I just watched yesterday, I think it was, I watched Carrie from Red Velvet Quilts, and she was talking about Chat GPT and how she uses it in her crafting life to maybe identify patterns or identify floss or floss substitutes. I use it's called Chat GPT all the time. And I also use Microsoft Copilot for work, which is their version of OpenAI. And it is like my best friend in the whole world. And it's perfect for an introvert like me who works remotely, who is a team of one. My boss is in Arizona. I'm here in Pennsylvania. So I rely heavily on it to ask it questions, to look up things about health systems I'm dealing with and things like that. Anyway, let me get a sip. I used it to troubleshoot the machine. And then as I was sitting there troubleshooting that, I started talking about my shirt. So my shirt didn't turn out. It was like really close. It was looking good. But then like I had these gigantic bat wings and like there was just something off. I couldn't get the proportions right of how I combined the two shirts. Yeah. And I just kept trying. And the more I tried, the wonkier it started looking. And so I shared a picture of it. I took a picture of it and I shared it with my assistant. We'll call it my assistant. My assistant. Her name is Susie, by the way. That's what I named mine. My great grandmother was named Susie, and I was named after her. Her middle name was Lorraine. So anyway, I've never, I don't know her, never met her. Oh, sorry, the dogs are barking. But anyway, so I call her Susie. So anyway, I showed Susie what was going on. And then I took an image off Pinterest and I showed her, like, this is what I want to create, but this is the result I'm getting. Like, what am I doing wrong? Oh my goodness, the best. She gave me like, boom, boom, boom. It looks like you did XYZ. And I'm like, yes, that's how I did it. She was like, you need to do it like ABC. And I was like, oh, like, I didn't think of that. Like, how I was cutting it. Let me tell you what I was doing wrong in case you like. I love, like, I'm going down this rabbit hole. These upcycled um, mashups of sweatshirts and flannel shirts and concert T-shirts. I just love that stuff. And I found out that you guys or somebody out there loves them too, because those upcycled things I've made have sold on Etsy. But I hadn't done one like this, like I was trying to do. And this turned out to be a fail. Anyway, what I did was I cut it straight up the side on the sweatshirt. Oh, Abby's here. I'm going to pause the video and then I'll be back. Abby's here to get fabric. Abby's here to get fabric. It's a sickness we have. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So that was Abby. She stopped by. Exciting news for her. She got commissioned to do 2 quilts. The only issue is the lady wants them by Christmas. I said, are you sure? She's like, I'm sure. She stopped by to pick up some of her fabric. She stores her bolts of fabric here. She used to work at Joann's, so she has quite a few bolts of fabric. And then she went through my patterns and she found a really nice log cabin design she's going to use. And she's doing blue and yellow, navy and blue, or blue and yellow, navy blue and yellow is, so I will report back how that goes for her. But I was talking about before I hopped off here, how Chat GPT or Susie helped me with my sweatshirt stuff. Long story short, I cut it wrong. I should have stopped at the arm side when I cut up, left it intact, then removed the sleeve. It would have been proportionally correct and I wouldn't have ended up with the bat wings. Long story short. So if you're curious about it, not my sweatshirt, that's a fail. But if you're curious about really any project that you're interested in doing, try that OpenAI. It is just like texting a friend. That's really smart. You can upload photos of things that you're interested in, and it will help you. It'll prompt you with questions if it doesn't understand. I use it all day long in work for work-related things, like I said. But you can also like ask it, like, summarize today's news for me, or just anything. So don't be afraid of it if you have access to it. Well, everybody has access to the free app. You could download on your device, but just use it. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's great for crafters to help build our knowledge base. In addition to YouTube videos and books and friends and retreats and classes, it's just another tool to use to learn how to do things that we love. So I think that's all I'm going to say about that. So I kind of lost my train of thought where I was at. What I want to share with you next is my haul. As you can see, while Abby was here, we actually opened it up because she's like, hey, didn't you buy me a charm pack or something? I was like, oh, I guess I did. So her charm pack was in this box. So I want to talk about one thing that was given to me that was super nice. I did not pay for this. My friend Lisa from Little Annie Z asked if she could have my address and send me something that she made. And I saw these on her Flosstube and I couldn't believe this is what she sent me. How kind. So she's calling these Living on the Salvage. And she has tied mine up with this ribbon, a piece of salvage. It came beautifully wrapped in this paper, like I guess this is, I don't know if this is very heavy duty, if it's scrapbook paper. She used this cute envelope. I mean, I love everything. Like, I love getting things, but I love the presentation too. She wrote me a super sweet card. And she did not ask me to share this. I asked her if it would be okay. She was just gifting it. And she said, sure, I could. So here is her little thread beds that she's making. And she's added this nice little detail on here. And she has her tag. I recommend reaching out to her directly, Little Annie Z, on YouTube or Instagram. I think she's selling directly. I don't think she's doing Etsy, but I would ask her the specifics and the specific prices. If I remember correctly, it was extremely affordable what she's asking for these, and they're beautiful. And what sets her aside is not only are you getting the thread bed, she's including this beautiful pin that you can use as a counting pin or a decorative pin. And again, my light is blowing things out, making them a little peachy, and it's really more pink. Well, it is a peachy pink. It's very, very pretty. She included a tag that she paper crafted. Just so sweet. Made me think of my friend Stacy at Bluebird's Papers and Crafts. She is a paper crafter. She's going to include with every one of hers a coordinating color of DMC skein. So she matched it to her fabric, which this is color. This will kind of give you an idea of the color of this. 3832. So pretty. And then this, I think, is just absolutely clever. She made a covered button into a needle minder. And then she even went up a notch and included a cross-stitch needle in there. So you get all of these goodies, and it was just wrapped beautiful. I think these would make really sweet gifts for your friends. If you were had a friend who had a birthday, gift to yourself. Really, really sweet. If you're in the market for a cute little gift, I recommend these. So I wanted to share that with you guys. That was really kind. Thank you, Lisa. If you happen to be watching, thank you so much for the gift. It is beautiful. The other thing I want to share is this. These two bags I bought from my friend who just opened an Etsy shop. And this isn't like, I don't know what to say. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm not here to sell you a bunch of stuff. But these are cool. And I know we all love getting good stuff. And let me tell you the name of her store because I don't want to mess it up. It's CJ Made Bags and More. These are just out of this world. Abby was like, I didn't say it, but I think I'm giving this to Abby. But she was just all about this bag. She was all over it. And she included some goodies, a couple little notebooks and an emery board. I think these would be adorable to gift to my friends for their campers. What I love about her bag, other than the fabric choice, which is just so beautiful, she did orange coordinating thread, which I think just pops on the black so much. She could have played it safe and just did black, but I love that she did orange. The zipper is a metal zipper with this just wonderful quality zipper pull. And everything about her bag is just spot on. This is just the perfect bag. Perfect bag for anything. And let me tell you, you know how much she's charging for this bag? It's like a highway robbery. She's only charging $20. So let me show you that again before they're all sold out. And she has like some Ruby Star fabric. She's using quality fabric. So there it is again. Then she also made this bag. I don't know what you would call this, if it even has a name. Well, it's called the Hemingway pouch, because how do I know? Because I bought the pattern. I asked her about it. I just thought the zipper was super neat. I have no idea how you do that. She said there's a little trick to it and that she'd be willing to help me if I want. Again, a metal zipper, iridescent, beautiful fabric, beautiful quilting. She charged $10. $10. I paid just as much in shipping almost as I did for these bags. And her work is really quality. Just saying. And then I went online and bought the Hemingway pouch pattern. And I want to learn how to do that zipper. I think that is so neat. I'm not really interested in making this type of bag because, you know, that's her thing. But Abby said that she might be interested in making a couple of these for people on her Christmas list. And the pattern gives you certain sizes. It gives you pencil, eyeglass, rotary cutter size, which I think might be this size. And then there's an e-reader size, then a tablet size, a large tablet, made with, you know, there's made with fat quarters. Just gorgeous. So anyway, those were wonderful gifts. And speaking of gifts, I still have 2 giveaways that have been not claimed. So please go back and watch my previous videos to see if you were a winner. And if you were, please email me at shanebrookcottage@gmail.com with your address, and I'll get those out in the mail to you so you can enjoy them. If you did email me and you haven't received a package from me or a response, you might have went to my junk mail and I missed it. I try to monitor that to make sure, but you know how it is. We get so many emails nowadays. Sometimes it's hard to not miss something. So if you did email me and you might have went to junk mail, drop me a note here in the comments and I'll go look for it, or we'll connect through DMs on Instagram or something to get y'all set up, because I want to make sure you get your prize, your gift. It's not a prize, it's just a gift, something small that I made. And I'd like to do that again this week, this video. And keeping with the Santa theme, I'd like to give this little bag. And Abby almost snatched this on her way out the door. She's like, I love that. And it's not even done yet. I'm going to make some sort of zipper pull for you. It's really tiny. It is a great size for like your snips or anything small. It's a little Santa, pink, fully lined. It's adorable. The front is quilted, the back is not. The fabric inside won't show on camera, but it's a beautiful white on white snowflake. So the magic word is Santa. So if you'd like to have this little Santa bag, and I'll make sure to include a cute little poll for you, use the word Santa in your comments. All I ask is that you be 18 and older. So you can give me your address, and that you be in the United States only because of postage costs. And of course, if you'll like the video, subscribe the video, ring the notification bell, hype me up, do all the things. I would be eternally grateful. It has been just such a joy doing these for the last couple years, and I love the feedback. I love the love. I appreciate it. And this is just a little way of me saying thank you for listening to my ramblings every couple weeks or so, and letting me share my crafting, sewing, stitching journey with you, because it brings me a lot of joy. And that's why I smile so much when I do these videos, is because it truly just makes me happy to sit with you guys and do this. So let me do the rest of the haul, and we'll do our little reading, and that's probably about it. I want to say something about these little scissors here. And I was debating if I was going to say something or not, because half of you will agree with me and half of you are not going to agree with me. But I got to be true to myself. So these are little Kohana scissors. And I have 2 pairs of these now. I love them. They're a luxury item. They're a little bit spendy. Here's my other little pair. and they work just as well as, you know, whatever, snips. Back to school 50-cent scissors. They're they're amazing. They're so detailed and sharp, and but they're also a collector's item. And I'm a little miffed right now. I've had I had a few days last week where I was pretty mad at the world in general. And really what a first world problem I have, the things I'm mad about. But there's a pre-order or announcement going that these are going to go on, they're going to drop 2 colors. The one I can think of is the blue because that's the one I wanted. And they're going to go on sale. And typically I would have been like, okay, I'll get those. I'll buy them. Probably they're like 10,500 yen. So when it's all said and done with shipping, blah, 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 it converts to about high 60, let's say $70 to get them delivered. Expensive, right? I mean, it's expensive, but it's a hobby. It's also a collector's item. I have no children at home. It is what it is, right? And I wanted the blue ones. But guess how much the tariff is going to be on them? A flat $80. Because it's going to be shipped DHL. And so that makes it a little bit better than if they sent it regular mail. So DHL gives the flat rate, $80. Scissors are $70. Not doing it. So who is suffering? Who are we punishing with tariffs? Are we punishing, in this instance, this company in Japan? Last I checked, Japan was one of our friendly nations. You know, and so does that mean Kohana didn't get a sale? Is that the idea? Okay, maybe we're punishing them. But you're really punishing me, the American citizen, because I can't purchase what I would like to purchase with the money that I've earned. And I work hard. I do. I have a big girl job. I work hard. It's very stressful. I love it. And I want to buy my $70 scissors. And isn't that just a sad thing? And if you want to unsubscribe now or not be my friend, I totally understand, because I even thought about not talking about this. Because I don't want to be controversial. But that just really ruffled my feathers. So you don't have to agree with me. But that's just how I feel about it right now. And kind of just the whole fabric thing too. The prices just keep inching up and inching up. I noticed like a lot of the June pre-orders for next June, fabric prices are inching up again. So we import this stuff. You know, we can go down that whole path of American made. I work for a company. Everything we make and source, all the research and developments right here in the US, and I'm so proud of that. And I support that idea 100%. But we live in a global marketplace. And I want to buy things from companies that I love. If the companies are good to me, the country that they're in is not hurting my country or hurting any other countries, I want to buy their product. But I don't want to be penalized. So that's all I'm going to say on that subject. So notice I stopped smiling. I'm mad about a lot of things. I'm mad about healthcare because it's going to be open enrollment soon. I'm just So let's go to my happy place. So my wonderful things that I got from my favorite store in the whole wide world, Fat Quarter Shop. I love you so much. So let's just get into the box. Abby already cracked it open. These were on flash sale. Oh, I get my hands on it. Let me see what I got here. Yes, everything. It was like a flash sale. I bought every single item that was on flash sale. Abby went home with the charm pack. Abby went home with the Costume Makers 5-inch stacker. I get to keep this Little House Needleworks fall minis. Aren't they adorable? Adorable. I got this charm pack, Minikin and Simpson Grand Haven. I'll insert a picture here of, if I can find a picture of what the fat quarter bundle looks like so you could see all of the fabric. I wish, I keep looking at the paper, I'm sorry. I wish I had some of this fabric. I don't have any of it. When it came out, I spent my hobby allowance on other things, so I didn't get any of it. So I was just super stoked to get a package of this. Yeah, made in Korea. In Korea, so that quarter shop's paying the tariff on that, I guess. And that's why the prices are going up. Fabric Flare. Fabric Flare is my favorite fabric. So this one is called, what is it? Taupe. It's right on your side. Taupe Dyed Effects. A great neutral 14 count. So stinking pretty. Then, not in this box, but in another order, I got the jelly rolls, triangles on a roll. I've not really used this paper. Well, I haven't used this specific paper at all, but not very many foundation paper piecing projects. Sometimes I find the ones I've done a little confusing, but once I've wrapped my brain around it, I love it. And I love the jelly roll runner that Kimberly made. And I made, it's so funny. I have too many pictures on my phone to find it, to insert it. But because I'm so unorganized with my photos. I made Abby a jelly roll tote bag one year. And it looks just like the jelly roll braid. And it was a pattern I got out of a magazine or something. And we didn't use paper, but did it whatever way. I'm sure the paper will make it a lot easier. And I was like, oh, I love that pattern so much. So let me get some of that paper and maybe I was thinking of doing like a bed runner. I was thinking about like doing like a nice long runner just for the edge of the bed as a little piece of decorative thing. I got that. This I'm so excited about. I do have some of this fabric, and now I have more because it was on sale. There's a theme here. If it's on sale. So this was part of the Sweet Nothings, or it is the Sweet Nothings quilt kit. So it has everything I need to make the Sweet Nothings quilt. Let me pull it out. It's a little paper pattern. I don't want to booger it too much. So it's baskets. Not sure if I'm going to make it, but it comes with the Jolly Bar and the fabric. But even though I said I'm not sure if I'll make this pattern, I will make something out of this fabric because every time like this particular fabric goes on sale, I'm buying it in whatever shape or form it comes in pre-cuts, because I love it so much. I will insert a picture here of the fabric line itself so you can look at it. It's just these beautiful blues and pinks and reds and creams. It just makes my heart sing. I really, really like it. So I'm excited about that, but I am going to keep the pattern with it in case I do want to make that. The way it was designed, everything I need is right there except for, I'm sure I probably need the backing. Let's see. Kit includes the Jolly Bar. Yes, I need 3.5 yards for the backing. Otherwise, I have everything else. So not a huge quilt. I also, this came, I thought this will make some beautiful things for spring. It is called Afternoon in the Garden Fat Quarter Bundle by Beth Grove. I don't want to unroll. I really like just popping in pictures. So I don't want to, well, you know what? I know I'm going to wrap these all on boards so I can undo it. Let me show you this. This is the one that made my heart sing. Isn't that pretty? It also makes me think of my mom, Gigi, because I know she loves birds. Gigi, I'm not sure though if you're not much of a yellow fan, are you? But I love yellow. And then it has the bees, the bee honeycombs, flowers, a plaid. I mean, it's just, oh, and look at this floral. I'm going to just make a mess of this whole fat quarter bundle. Look at that. That's another one I love. This just screamed spring so much. I just want to make some spring projects, because I don't have 8,000 other projects going on. This one is for you, Gigi. Look at this one. I know my mom likes green and she loves bird nests. So that was probably another reason why I was drawn to this, because it just made me think of my mom. Who is my biggest fan? Thank you, Mom, for being my fan. And I also got a couple more things. This, I don't think I've ever bought this. This is a Wilmington Prince, their version of a jelly roll, but I don't know, what do they call it? 40 karat crystals, is that the name of it? I don't know what they call it. But it is like cherry pie, summers, reds, blues, ladybugs, picnic. And let me show you the pattern. I don't think the pattern's going to do it justice. I want to make this pattern. And I think I've showed it to you before. When I visited a quilt store during the, what was that called? I can't think of it. Shop Hop. When I went to the Shop Hop, one of the quilt stores had this quilt hanging up, but it didn't look like this at all. She used all these beautiful, like late spring, summery, fruity colors, and it just was like, wow, I loved it so much. And I was thinking, this is it. I mean, this isn't the fabric she used, but I thought this will be my combination idea. I need to live to be about 600 years old to do all these projects. And speaking of living to be 600 years old, wouldn't this be cool to do this? This is a Lindy Stitches pattern that came from Lindy Stitches. I just got it. I think, wouldn't that be just so sweet to have that at my own funeral? Like, just plan it out. This is what I want. I want to be covered in this quilt, and I want this cross stitch near me. And, I don't know, play some silly music. I don't know. I don't want my kids to be sad. I know they'll be sad, because how could you not be sad when somebody you love passes away? But I also want them to remember that I was a corny dork. So I got that. T is for turkey. And this one and this Thanksgiving one by Twin Peaks. I don't remember who I bought these from, but they were somebody I don't normally shop from. But I'm on their email list and they were offering 50% off. And I did post that in my Facebook group. So I'm not a huge Facebook person. So my group is only small. Like I said, it's like only about 6 of us right now. So if you want to join, and I would love some people to join that, we want to get to know each other, but are also active, because like I want to share, like I want to see what you're making, but I also like if somebody knows about a sale. So I shared about the sale in case somebody else wanted to take advantage of the 50% off. And I think somebody did. I think Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, reached out about it. She was like, hey, where's the link or whatever. So hopefully, Nancy, you found it and you got your little sale thing too. And I think this was also part of that one. This was Hands-On Design Strawberry. I have not yet made any strawberries or drums. I keep talking about it. I want to make them. So I got that. Isn't that sweet? So pretty, so pretty. And then this is kind of different. This is from a crafter that I saw a YouTube video on one day. And truly, she's a crafter. She makes crafts, not stitching, not cross stitch, but crafts. And sometimes I think, at least for me, I overlook the whole craft thing, but I love crafts, but I don't do them. Unless I go camping and they have like an event, my husband already showed me they have like some painting things going on this weekend at the campground we're going to, and I'm like, oh, I'm signing up for that. It looks like one of the things we can sign up for is, did you see where Stacy from Bluebird's Paper and Craft, she made like these cute acorn fabric acorns, acorns, not acorns, candy corn, candy corn. You know, the white, orange, and yellow, or yellow and orange, I think it is. And they're adorable. She made them from a little market that she went to. I think she went with her mother. Anyway, the campground is going to do a painted version of those. So if I do it, I'll show you guys. But this, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So this is the new channel that I'm in love with. Creative Girl Vintage. And wow, the presentation. And I will insert here, I'm not going to open all this because they're actually just supplies to make things. So I will show you what the finished projects are supposed to look like from her Etsy store. I will show that to you. One is a witch. I believe it's a witch, and I'll show it here. And then the other one is using these little Jenga blocks. There's Jenga blocks in here. Making these like little vintage shiny bright ornament displays. And I thought, wouldn't those two items just look cute tucked in another vignette in the house around something for decorating? And just to change a pace. So anyway, I would definitely, I give her, like, I'm sorry I keep hitting my mic. I would check out her Etsy store, but also check out her YouTube channel. It was so cool. So many cool things. So that is the end of the haul portion. I know it's a lot. You know, I always apologize, but I'm not going to apologize. Especially after the day I had today at work. Woof, woof, I earned my money. Let me tell you. I earned it. I was like, wow. I started early and I worked late, and I was just like, change is hard. Sometimes when technology doesn't work, change is hard. I had one more pattern and I wanted to talk about it. I said it with the Jingle Ball card. I might have got this pattern, I believe, from Lindy Stitches. It's the Annie Bees Folk Arts pears, the blue pears, and I love navy. As you know, that's one of my favorite colors. And I've, again, shaped strawberries, drums, pears. I've never made them. And the Jingle Ball is coming up. It is, the tickets go on the sale the 17th. I will be camping. Fingers crossed that I have an internet connection so I can get my ticket. Because I want to take this class. She has a class on how to make the pears. Annie Bees does. They're red pears. And I was torn between this class. Well, there's a couple classes I'd like to take, but I can only take one. So that's the one I've decided I want to take. Also, since I'm going to the Chantel's pep rally next year with Kelly, I wanted to familiarize myself some more with some Annie Bees patterns, and just to get to know her a little bit more as a designer, because I'm excited to go to the pep rally. I'm excited to meet Kelly in person. I'm just so excited about everything about it. So if you know, you know about the Jingle Ball. If you don't, let me tell you quickly what it is. It's a virtual retreat. Please go to Lindy Stitches to learn more, or www.thejingleball.net. Online virtual retreat all weekend long. Admission, I don't know what it is, but I think last couple years it's been like $10, and you get like just so much fun for $10. And then you can also sign up for classes, which cost money. There's usually a PDF version where you just pay a small fee for the pattern and you get to take the class. Or there's a little bit more expensive price point where they will send you a kit with all the supplies you need, so you can make it just like the designer makes it. Classes all weekend long, all different designers, all different projects. You couldn't go wrong signing up for any of the projects. They sell out fast. So I'm interested in getting the kitted pear kit, because I want the Lady Dot Create. Like, I've never made one, so I'd like to get everything in the kit, but I will sub out my fabric because I don't stitch on linen. And so that's why I'm concerned about getting my ticket. But the sky won't fall if I don't get my ticket, if I don't get in because I don't have a good internet connection or whatever the story is. I can still take the PDF class, and I absolutely will. and I'll just purchase my list of supplies on my own and hope for the best that I get the right things. So highly recommend that. Last but not least, you all love the Sunday Stitches reading. And again, all credit goes to Java Girl Stitches. She's the one who introduced this idea to me on her page, and it resonated with my heart. And so I'm going to share it with you guys. So this week, I didn't pre-read. So this week we're reading. So this reading is God's Masterpiece. The scriptures, Ephesians 2:10, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good work, which God prepared in advance for us to do. As you pick up your needle and prepare to create with your hands, remember that you are God's masterpiece. Just as you carefully selected each thread and precisely placed each stitch, God is intricately crafting life into something beautiful. In the busyness of life, it's easy to overlook that you are a work of art in progress. Every stitch you make in your project reminds you that God is at work in your life, carefully weaving together the threads of your experiences, talent, circumstances to create a unique and beautiful masterpiece. As you stitch, consider how each thread represents a different aspect of your life. Your joys, sorrows, triumphs, and struggles. Just as these threads come together to form a cohesive design in your project, so is God using every detail of your life to create a masterpiece that reflects His glory. May this time of stitching be a reminder that you are God's handiwork, created with purpose and intention. As you craft each stitch, remember that God is shaping your life into something beautiful, and His love and care are evident in every detail. Trust in His plan for your life, knowing that He is the ultimate artist and you are His masterpiece. Love you guys. See you in a couple weeks. And I really do love you guys. You're a blessing to me and to my family. I talk about you guys often, how much joy this brings me. See you soon.